take a breath and strap on in because I have another message for you guys today. I already got a card out, but just coming into this, I already have some things that have been on my mind, things that have been like messages that have been coming to me. I've noticed since I started to do these videos, like I'm naturally already somebody who channeled a lot before I even started making YouTube videos. I was always channeling, always bringing messages, even to just random. Yeah, no, I've been getting a lot of more messages. The energy of the collective, the energy that I get when I'm making these messages for you guys. So I'm just like, yeah, that's for them. So a lot of cups could be baking. I almost said baking, but whatever that means. Cups could be breaking. Things could be breaking around you. But I'm hearing they're not breaking. You could have broke up with somebody. Trigger warning. I'm hearing it's not breaking for a bad reason, but it's because you're baking something new. Ooh. I'm hearing the world is baking something new for you. Something new is baking. Something is in the oven. And I don't know. So, yeah, the glass is breaking. Maybe there's been like a veil or something, or kind of like a glass window between you and what you want. Yeah, that could be very significant. There could be like, you could feel like there's a glass window between you and where you want to be. Like you're kind of just standing on one side looking at it, but you can't get through. But I'm hearing the glass is breaking. Recently, I've had 2 cups break in the same exact spot in my house. And so it really just had me thinking like that has to be significant. And it's like, I'm like, okay, yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get some new cups and I'm gonna have to replace some of my old stuff. But I think I'm hearing that you're gonna have to replace this stuff, replace friendships, replace places, move places. You could be moving. You could need to move places right now at this time. I'm seeing like a game board and like you being your guides moving you on the board, like moving your place on the board, picking you up and putting you down somewhere else. Yeah, yeah, so many messages just from that. So many messages. Yeah, a lot of messages are coming out. Take breaths. I'm hearing take some deep breaths. That could just be for me though, because this energy is always very intense. But you know, I love my collective. I love you guys for it. Never stop being intense. Never. I love how intense. I love intensity. I'm hearing there's somebody in your life that really appreciates your intensity at this time. They appreciate how intensely you love. Maybe somebody appreciates how intensely you love and they haven't told you that, but they want you to know that they really appreciate your intensity and your authenticity, how intensely you are yourself. You've inspired a lot of people. You've inspired a lot of people to be okay with being intense, being themselves. Amaya from Love Island last season or the season before that, Amaya Papaya from Love Island could be significant. She was a very intense person from what I saw, and in the best way possible. She really, for me, Amaya really changed a bunch of things for me because the way that the villa had received her, especially because Love Island's going on right now, which is it's a whole thing because we all know that media is an entertainment, just a distraction. Everyone's talking about Love Island and forgetting about the state of our world, but that's another conversation. Um, Amaya, she's like a star seed. She was a star seed on that show. And the way the villa received her was with a lot of like the villa was very triggered by her. Specifically, the guy who she went in and she coupled up with first was very triggered by her using pet names or just like such a small thing, but really it was never about the pet names that she was calling him, like babe, baby. It was never about that. It was never about that. Somebody could have broken up with you or could have left you and given you a reason that you don't quite understand, and that wasn't really the reason. The reason was never about the pet names. It was never about what you did. It was about who you were and what they could handle, and they couldn't handle who you were. But that's, I think that's when that message of you being intense, so many people appreciate that. Your guides want you to know. Your guides need you to know. So many people appreciate you for being intense. They appreciate it. God, I appreciate it. Like, even I might not know you, but if I saw you in the world and I see somebody being intense and authentic and just a huge heart, just like I love an outrageous woman. Let me just say that. An outrageous woman, somebody who laughs outrageously, somebody who shows up and is just outrageous and loud and authentically themselves. I greatly appreciate it, because as somebody who is, it's impossible, as somebody who is very intense, it's impossible to get rid of your intensity. It's impossible to get rid of your intensity. So you have to be forced to embody it, because you need to, because there's other people out there who are so intense and who wish that they could be less intense, who wish that they weren't this loud, bubbly, beautiful person because of how people receive that. Need to see you being authentic and not caring and just being you, because that is how those people are seeing it. There's going to be people who see it as, oh, you're just so outrageous, and then some people are going to look at you and be like, she's so outrageous and authentically herself, and they're just going to take it and admire it to the fullest. It's going to mean the most to them. Amaya, she meant the most to so many bubbly girls out there, because she went in that show and she was just herself, and it was so powerful. It was very powerful. Watching that season of Love Island could be significant for someone. Love Island, I gotta say, Love Island season, I think it was 6 and 7, was very impactful because of the loud voices of the women in it. Serena Blair, I don't know if that's, I don't think that is, but Serena from Love Island season 6 was very loud, and she was such a hurricane in the best possible way. In my book, I wrote about this sentence. Let me remember it. Let me remember it. Something about reckoning. Be the reckoning, because I'm gonna remember. Come on, Spirit, don't let me lose this. Destruction. This is what I wrote in my book. Destruction is the precursor to reconstruction. We were talking about in our last reading, if you were tuned in for that collective reading, we were talking about in our last reading about how you have this, like the glass window, right? You're looking at what it is. That glass window needs to break. It needs to be destructed so that you can reconstruct and go and claim what's beyond it. You need that. You need destruction, and people who are not ready for the glass window, people who want to just sit there and want to pull up a chair to the glass window and watch what's on the other side but not go through it, they're going to be appalled when you break that glass window and shards go everywhere, and they're all of a sudden they have to go through because there's no window to sit and watch anymore. Your family could be significant. You could have had a family that was very triggered and couldn't accept your loudness. They couldn't accept your loudness, and it was triggering, very triggering, and it because they didn't want you to trigger reconstruction. They didn't want to reconstruct. They were comfortable where they were. They didn't want to go anywhere. They didn't want to grow. Destruction is the precursor to reconstruction. So people who don't want to reconstruct, people who don't want to build, people who don't want to grow are going to find you and call you a motherfucking hurricane when you break down those walls. But sometimes you need a hurricane, because you can't build something on a shaky foundation. This reminds me of I don't have tarot cards right now, but if we were pulling tarot cards, I guarantee you the Tower card would come out. The Tower, if the Tower is built on a shaky foundation, it's going to fall over eventually. It doesn't matter how tall you build it, because you need to destruct that, because you cannot build on a shaking foundation. The hurricane needs to come and wash the tower away so that you can rebuild the tower somewhere where it's stable. Stability is coming in right now for you. Stability is on its way. You're building stability for yourself, and I don't think these people are happy about that. I don't think they're happy. They're not happy. And it has nothing to even do with what you're building. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their lives. Because humans were not meant to sit on a chair watching other people live these dreams and live their purposes while they sit there and they watch. We're not meant to be stagnant. We're meant to be growing. And that's not to say we don't need rest. Obviously, we need to rest. But what that's saying is that while we're resting, we're still growing. Because if you've grown, then when you're in your resting period, you're still growing because you're healing those wounds, and that in itself is growth. Healing is growth, But if you're sitting there and you're not looking and you're covering your eyes, oh, this reminds me of my, like in my book I was writing, I know I talk a lot about my book, but it's just there's so many messages in there. It was talking about people covering their eyes because they don't want to see their own light. And then they tried to cover your eyes too. I'm seeing a parent or somebody wanted to cover your eyes because they didn't want you to see your own beauty. They didn't want you to see your own radiance because they were blinded by it. They were blinded because they were so used to sitting in the dark. So used to sitting in the dark that they were blinded by your brightness. Sitting in a darkened room with the windows, with the curtains closed, You step outside and all of a sudden you realize there's this whole world and you almost want to curse the sun. But was it ever the sun's fault? Fart? No, but was it ever the sun's fault? No, it wasn't. You just need to readjust your eyes. But some people are so quick to anger that they can't even sit there and they can't even readjust their eyes to this new possibility and this wide world. They'd rather just sit in this darkened room, and they wanted you to sit there with them. So when you opened that door and the light came in and I'm hearing scalding their skin because they'd been sitting in the dark so long, they didn't even want you to crack that door to get out. But you had to, and you did that, and you cracked the door, the light burned them, and you walked out of there, and they couldn't come after you because they were still sitting in that dark room. Sitting in that dark room chattering about you. You know? And I had this urge to defend them, but really it's what can you defend when they're sitting there and they're not growing? You could feel you want to defend them, you this is your family, you love them, right? Obviously you love them, you have a big heart. 333 on the timer. You have a big heart, but sometimes you have to go, and it's hard. You're going to be out there and you're going to be walking after you grew up in this dark room. You didn't even know that sun existed till you grabbed that doorknob and you opened it and you walked out into the world. And you're over here and you're like, oh my God, I can't see. And you don't have, and then it's your angels are guiding there with you, but nobody can see them and you can't see them. But your angels are standing beside you, slightly, just I'm seeing a child walking in front of a parent, but this parent is your guide and they're kind of just showing you where to go by gently guiding you, but still letting you walk on your own, So it feels like you're alone, but you're not alone. Hold on. So yeah. Anyways, I have to fix my shirt, but yeah, you were the reckoning, You were the reckoning. What was that one theory? I don't know if this is right. Something about I don't really know what the Big Bang theory is, but I know it's this theory that there was a Big Bang and it created the world or something. I'm hearing you were the Big Bang that created your world. You were the Big Bang that showed your family there was more. Right? You're over there and they're sitting in that dark room silence and you were just talking. Just talking about, oh, I wonder if there's sun outside. I wonder what's outside this room. Is there more? And they didn't want to hear that because they didn't want you to know that there was more. They didn't want you to know that there was more. 15:15 on the timer. 15:15 could be significant. I'm hearing Leo rising could be significant. Somebody could have a Capricorn north node. North node in Capricorn. Yeah. Somebody has a north node in Capricorn. North node in Leo could be significant. Yeah, just like very ambitious, very driven. You're like hungry. And of course you're fucking hungry. It's like when somebody asks you, are you hungry for what you want? And you're like, am I hungry? Bitch, all I've ever been my whole life was starved. That is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like you've been sitting in that dark room all your life and you were never fed dreams. You were never fed dreams. Never. The only dreams was in your head that you planted these seeds. Yeah. Planted these seeds. It's like all you've ever been is starved. All you've ever wanted was more. I'm hearing somebody saying all I ever wanted was more. All I ever wanted was out. All you ever wanted was to get out of there. All you ever wanted was to get out of there. Somebody could have grown up in a very sketchy area. I'm hearing the song Alive by Sia, and it's like I had a one-way ticket to the place where all the demons go, where the wind don't change and nothing in the ground can ever grow. No hope, just lies, and you're taught to cry in your pillow. You could have cried in your pillow a lot. But baby, remember, don't get stuck in that dark room when you've walked out. You're walking in the sun right now. You got out of there. So don't stay stuck there. Don't stay stuck in that dark place in your head. Remember, look around. Take in the sun. Take in the sun, Take it in. Baby, you're out of there. Don't let yourself stay in that mindset, in that mind space. Don't stay stuck there because you got out. Because I'm here, and let me tell you the next lyrics of those songs. It says, where the wind don't change, and nothing in the ground can ever grow. No hope just lies, and you're taught to cry in your pillow. But I survived. Right. You survived, baby. You survived, and you got out of there. You're not what they tell you that you are. You're more than that. You're so much more than that, and you know that, and they know that. Because if it wasn't true, they never would have tried so hard to stop you. They never would have clawed at your ankles while you were trying to get out of that room, crawling out of that room. Trigger warning. This could be a very triggering reading, but all my readings are always very intense. Take what resonates and have discernment. Like if you're feeling it's too much, always click off the video. You can always come back or you can always come to another video. But yeah, discomfort. Remember, in discomfort is where you grow. Right? Right? Because they're sitting in that room. These people sitting in that room because they just don't want to open the door because their eyes are going to burn. Their skin's going to feel this overwhelming sensation of light on their skin. And it's going to be overwhelming. And it's going to be uncomfortable. But the sun is shining on you. And you, baby, you're going to be a fucking star, right? It's uncomfortable. You will grow in discomfort. Use your fear compass. If you watched that last video that I said, use your fear compass. Remember, there's intuition, and then there's the fear of what you know is gonna make you better, what you know is gonna elevate you. Elevate you. Like, ooh, baby, you high. They're not gonna be able to say you, like, right? Another song. Yeah. Okay, I have like another message coming in here, like another download. I don't know what the poem is called, but it has this lyrics where it's like, I start getting what I want. I started getting what I want, and I got scared because I ain't never been up that high. I started getting what I want, and I almost handed it back because I got scared because I ain't never been up that high. You're about to be high. Oh, well, maybe that too, but you're about to be high in a good way. High on life. High on a sort of life you've never experienced before. High on love you've never experienced before. Love from the animals around you, the birds that stop by on a tree to say hi to you, that just walk right past you, the animals that visit you, the animal spirits around you. The trees are going to wave to you, and you're going to look and you're going to be like, wow. Love is all around me. Life is all around me. Life is around you, baby, everywhere. Life loves you. Love is chasing. I didn't mean to say that. Love is chasing after you. Love is chasing you. Chasing you. You just got to look around, baby, cuz you can't see it. If you got your eyes straight, you're walking like this in life, looking like this, walking with your hands like this, you're never going to see what's around you. But look around you, look around, babe. As you're walking outside, watch the world around you. Don't stare at your ground, Don't limit your view like this. Don't make your view so limited. Be open, look around and just watch the world around you and the opportunities that are chasing you that you don't even know. And this is metaphorical and literal. When you're walking, if you go for a walk, like look at the trees around you. What are the animals doing around you? Feel the wind blowing around you. No, don't just look at the sidewalk or look at your feet. I'm hearing someone has is watches their step a lot, metaphorically and literally. Watches their step a lot. And I wasn't planning to do a reading today at all. No, like I wasn't. I just grabbed my filming thingy, my computer, to be honest. I am filming on my computer. I'm working on getting a phone to film, but 2222, 2222 on the timer. But no, like just don't look at the ground. Look around you. I feel like it's like this. If you're looking in front of you, you could have the love of your life chasing after you from right behind you. His hand, like imagine dramatically like in a movie, his hand reaching out for your back and it's just out of grasp and you'll never know. You'll never know who was reaching out for you. You'll never know because you never looked back. You were only looking at the ground and walking forward, and you were walking too fast. Now, what's meant for you will never miss you, but it's nice to see what's chasing after you. I mean, I would say it's nice to see what's around you, right? Nice to see what opportunities are begging for you. Opportunities are begging for you and you don't even see it. And you don't even see it. Mm, yeah. Just begging for you, Somebody's begging for you. Somebody's yearning for you. Yearning for you. And wow, intense energy. It's a lot of things coming for you in the future. I'm so proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You might be like, "Oh, who the hell is this girl? I don't know her." But I'm proud of you. So proud of you for how far you've come. And I just know you've been through some things that people couldn't have imagined being through. You know? Yesterday I was just talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot in my apartment. I mean, yeah. I just talk to myself a lot when I'm alone. And I was saying like, "Oh, try." I was like, I'm really crazy. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I talk to myself sometimes. And I was like, oh yeah, you think you could have done my life better than me? Well then fucking come over here and try. And even if you do think you could do my life better than me, if you think you could get to where I am, having gone through what I went through, see how easy it was because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy getting to where you are. I hope you guys can understand what I mean, but it wasn't easy getting to where you are with the odds that were against you, you know? Spirit always had the odds in your favor, but the world never had the odds in your favor, and you still got to where you were. And so it's like you want to tell these people, like, you want to come over here and try to live in my shoes and try to live in my life and see if you could have gotten to where I got to, where I am now, having gone through what I went through. And if they're like, oh yeah, I can, well, they're gonna find doing that it wasn't very fucking easy. You didn't have an easy time. You did not have an easy time. You did not have an easy life. But your life is gonna get a lot easier. A lot easier because you are working for it. You are striving for it. You're not begging for it, but like with your actions, you're chasing it like you should. And the opportunities are chasing you. You just don't know it yet. You don't know it yet. Do the hard thing. You are capable of doing hard things. You can do hard things. 555 on the timer. You are capable of doing hard things. And I repeat my words so very often when I speak. I repeat and I repeat and I repeat because I want it to be instilled into your guys' head to understand how deeply I mean these words. These words are messages straight for you, okay? Spirit wants you to feel these words and to take them in fully, okay? These words are for you, okay? For you. Just take a deep breath, you know? It's okay to sit in silence sometimes. But yeah, the trees are waving at you, baby. The tree of life. The tree of money. And money comes naturally. Don't chase money. Chase love. Chase feelings. Chase your heart. The things that you feel in your heart. The things that you love in your heart. Don't do something for money. Don't do something for money. Do something because you love it. Because it's something that makes you happy. Okay? Do something because it makes you happy. And I want you to sit with that. Because it makes you happy. It breaks my heart to see in this world how many people, and it's never their fault, but it's just the way our world is. We do things for the sake of money. We choose our life path and spend our entire life on this earth. It's our earth. Let me see if I can get a really proper circle here. On this earth, we spend our life here on this earth, this floating rock. We spend our life here to not do what we love, to die not doing what we love. Do what you love. If you like to play video games, you can make anything money. I write about this in my freaking poetry book again. And yes, everything that I talk about, I put my soul into the book, you know, and I didn't write the book. This is a good example. I didn't write the book because I wanted to sell it. I wrote the book because I wrote it from my heart. And that is what I'm saying. Do it because it's from your heart, because you love it, and because it makes you happy. If you like to play video games, you can monetize anything nowadays. Anything can be money. Anything. Your freaking eyebrows can be money. You're like, Tiara, how? Girl, if you like eyebrows, start an eyebrow business. Do eyebrows for a living. Analyze eyebrows for a living. You can do anything. Create the opportunity that you want. Create the opportunity that you want. You can make anything happen. You can do anything that you want to do. Anything. The world is literally your compass. And not to be depressing, and this is not at all to make anybody spiral, but when I say this, we are all here and we're all going to die. We're all going to die. So why would you come here, and why would you come to Earth, this place of vast opportunity, where we have an opportunity to live as a physical incarnation, as a physical manifestation of ourselves, and to not be what you're meant to be. I hope this makes sense. Just like there's everybody, like I want to teach people to follow their purpose. That's why I make these videos. I want people to follow their purpose, and I want people to find meaning in my videos and find meaning in their lives, to live a life they're proud of, to die knowing they did what they did. Because death is such a scary concept, but when you lived your life the way you wanted to live your life, when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be scared. Because you're going to know you came here and you did what you were supposed to do. You're not going to be scared because you're going to know you came here and you did what you were meant to do. Okay? I'm seeing on the top of our deck here, we have the card Ariel. Means longing to be in the stars. Somebody could be wishing to go back to, like whatever comes before this. Not that I know. Not that I know what comes after Earth. I would never know, right? How would I ever know? But no. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say. My battery is almost dying. Let me see what I'm at. The battery.